Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Okay, I remembered to hit all the buttons, so we must be live. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. With me tonight, we got Aunt Donna, and Dawn sent a message a few minutes ago that she was going to be on later, and my dyslexic self, read her typo as she will be on for a phenomenal fee, but
She's
I'm going,
switching location.
yes. These things they happen. Sometimes you got to move house.
Switching locations. That sounds like a green room hashtag.
No, green room hashtag would be swapping positions. Yes, dear. I miss the days when you had to be a gymnast.
I don't.
Oh, well, performance art.
I do not like being picked up that way. What?
Sorry, memories. I got lost on the ozone again.
Oh.
Yes, well, Stupid O'Clock was really nice tonight, as it is most nights. There was stuff out of not only left field, but right field and center field, and some of it dropped from orbit. The usual insanity. Don't know if Richie will be with us tonight, but if 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 not, get some sleep. If so, we'll wait. We'll leave the light on for you. I think next week I will finally break the 20-week barrier until my
Yay.
retirement. It'd be down to 19 weeks. And people are going, what are you going to do when you retire? Have fun. Sleep late. Turn off all the alarms in my phone. Except for the ones that happen for conventions. I'll leave those. But that 6 o'clock in the morning one has got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Might need one about noon 30 to wake up on time, but don't know. I'll probably wind up sleeping extra long for about 2 weeks, and then waking up without the alarm clock at 6 o'clock in the morning, going,
Mm-hmm.
"Why am I awake? There's not enough coffee in the world to make this time of day worthwhile."
Yeah, you'd be surprised at what muscle memory will do. Um, I quit the floor shop in May or June, and the following December, I'm all like hyped up and like I don't know why I'm so hyped. And Carl says, "Think about it. What will you be doing if you were still working at the flower shop, albeit in the office?" But and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Crossword puzzles. Um, no, that was my mom. Uh, the last year and a half before her retirement, she said, "I got so tired of doing crossword puzzles." Mortgage lending was not happening at the time my mom chose to retire. So her last year and a half was sitting there at the desk getting paid to do crossword puzzles because there was nothing for her to do. And they were damn sure not going to fire her after she'd been at the savings and loan that long.
Oh, that
Besides,
was nice of him.
she's the only one that knew how to use the computer. And we're talking one of those computers that comes in 3 disk size components with a cable as big as your arm running between them, having to be reprogrammed for each function with punch cards. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun. Hey, look,
It was
I'm in a different location. I went to the green room.
it was fun for me
And
when I got to
Richie's with
go
us.
visit. Not the green room. Yeah,
Yes,
she's
yes.
in a green room. She's in a
What do you call
green
that?
room.
That's the green
Blue
room.
plus yellow. I call that blue plus yellow.
And yes, I reread my typo, Dan, and yeah, that was an up.
I'm sure you'll be sending a bill shortly,
I will. Yes, I will send you a bill.
and I
My
will
fee
ignore
is,
it.
you know.
I will ignore it like any other cheapskate, um, and send you flowers. No, probably not. I want to stay married.
Now, Don, you were saying Ted's almost done at the hotel?
Yes.
So I take it one of the latest rounds of things was a success?
Yes, he starts on the 14th.
Awesome.
Oh,
He works seconds tomorrow, which is why I was in the bedroom later, but he's next to me right now. So I was like, yeah, he starts on the 14th.
Hi, Ted.
Oh, Rich says hi,
Congratulations, Ted.
and he says congratulations.
We all say congratulations, Ted.
yes,
Donna said
we do.
congratulations, and so did Dan. Dad, I get my earpiece in, so he can't. You guys. And so either he
We
knows I'm
figured
talking
you
to
would.
other people, or he thinks I've really lost it, and I'm
Six of
crazier
one,
than.
half a dozen of the other.
Column A, column B.
Mm-hmm.
Roasty.
Speaking of seeing, I'll be seeing you Saturday.
Yeah.
This is
Hey,
getting to be
Sounds like
getting to be a thing.
you'll
I
be
guess.
seeing her standing in the driveway when it's time to leave for Hallowcon. Uh, hey, sailor, going my way.
And I think Carl said you guys are going to stop early on Saturday. Stop here so you guys can pick up a cat treat. So you guys will be able to check out the Dork Cave.
Cool. Yeah, I'm like, where are you going to put that thing? He's going to take down one of the tables in the sunroom. Since these cats don't sit on that table. So it's like, okay.
Well,
They haven't been sitting in the tree that's already there now. So good on them.
they do crazy. Every cat's different with where they want to lay and how.
Well, Callie didn't like the tree until Princess got on it.
This means war.
So now he'll lay on the bed that's on the top, except he doesn't fit in that bed anymore.
It doesn't matter if a cat takes possession of it. It doesn't matter if they look like a Great Dane trying to lay down on a marshmallow.
It's about what it looks like, too.
Just some of the things George would try to fit in. He's a big boy.
Yeah, if we want him to do something, we call Charcoal. And he'll be like, what? What do you need? I can do that. Now if I
Here.
just
That is my real children.
Here, chase this red dot across the ceiling. I can do that. Charcoal, go away.
Now if I could just keep him off those 10-foot tall cabinet tops.
Good luck.
What the hell was that?
He's used to getting up there and having that counter with his mom.
Because
The recliner jumped up on the back of the recliner, almost flung himself off the back of the recliner.
yeah, it's not that okay. I had to put away a lot of my cobalt blue glassware off this one windowsill because he was knocking it over. But Callie is as clumsy as I am. And Carl's sure he's going to break a leg or something coming down off of one of those cabinets one of these times.
Okay, then that definitely is a no for the suggestion I was about to make. Apparently, cats don't like the feel of aluminum foil on their feet. So one of the things I would say is put aluminum foil around your potted plants, and the cats won't go to it. So I was going to say maybe put some of that on top there, but he'd probably step up there, freak out, and fall off and break his neck.
Aluminum foil does not bother him.
And it does not bug Buddy either. Buddy is like, oh, really? What's this? Oh, it's tiny. It makes noises. Oh, cool. It's a toy.
Yeah, really. Let me wad this up and throw it across the room for me to chase.
Yeah. It's too much like his tinsel balls that he loves.
Oh, we had when I was redoing the kitchen floor, putting down the peel and stick tile. Peel the paper backing off, wad it up, toss it to a certain corner, out of the way. Every cat in the house had an instant toy, and I go, really? We pay for stuff from the pet shop for you to play with, and you're going after a wadded up piece of paper. Oh, and where did this bottle cap come from? I haven't had that bottle in
just like
before you were
two-legged
born.
kids.
Where was this thing? You can save money on cat toys by just finding random stuff around the house that moves and letting them play with it. I mean, this was like an Olympic level soccer game. Those cats were just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. They were actually batting it to each other.
They're playing full play. Never mind.
I'm going, nobody is ever going to believe this if I tell this story. Oh,
Cat owners will.
yeah,
I
well,
believe it.
Mm-hmm. Or
that's
should I
that's
say
like
cat
the
staff?
that's like the weekend that we came home from a Liberty Con. There was a deer standing in the backyard, and I go out there trying to take a picture of it,
Hi,
and got
Chris.
within about 6 feet of the deer, and it stumbles off into the woods. That's when we figured out, oh, we didn't pick the muscadimes off the vine this year. They fermented on the vine. The deer is drunk from eating muscadimes that have fermented. Oh,
Chris, we have open boxes all over the freaking house. Every size. She still gets up on the cabinets.
mm,
You know, Georgette, nor Buddy have ever been box cats. They just could care less about them.
Charco doesn't seem to care about them, but yeah, Callie is obsessed.
we've had a couple that were quite fixated on paper grocery bags.
Hmm.
If you didn't fold them up and put them in the recycling real quick, you set them down empty while you're putting groceries in the freezer, you see that thing scooting across the floor like it was a tribble because there's a cat inside. I don't know how they managed to move when there's paper bag in between their feet and the floor, but somehow, through the magic of catdom, they managed to do it.
I'm thinking I need to find some sort of furniture cleaner that smells like orange because cats are supposed to not like the scent of orange, and that might keep him off.
Which means that they'll love it if you're looking for something that's orange and it's not supposed to be something they like. They'll love it.
Mm-hmm. Um,
And Carl's like, I'm not cleaning way up there. And I'm like, you don't have to. Get a spray bottle and just spritz it.
just spray it on the cat. It'll clean everything for you. Just don't throw them in the laundry to clean them off once they're covered in dust. Oh,
He's always covered in dust.
I remember a time long ago. I was before I ever got married the first time. I was dating a girl. Well, I was living with a girl that I dated. She was still in college. I had just gotten out. Ran out of money, and she and her roommate had thrown a liqueur tasting party with all the fancy flavors of liqueur. And we had gone to the expense of buying some of the strange things that you would use as a mixer maybe once a year in something special, but not in an everyday drink, a cocktail. And we got up the next morning and caught her orange tabby male still nose down into it. It's little bitty liqueur glass, just a little bitty cone shaped liqueur glass. It's just barely big enough for the cat's nose to fit in. And he is right there just licking the residue off the bottom of it. And it was one of those weird green liqueurs.
Cream de menthe.
No, no, no. It was
Midori.
it wasn't lemon flavored or anything, or lime or melon flavored or anything. It was the one that looks like the bottles in the old fashioned barber shops up on the shelf. But um, uh, damn if I can remember the name of the stuff right now. Where's
Do I
John
look
when
like
you need him?
Do I look like I ever went in a barber shop? I don't even go to a freaking hair salon.
I really did not want to go in a
Gallo?
barber shop when I was living in the '60s, but I still had to go every week in case my hair grew more than a 1/16 of an inch in a week.
Gallo?
No, let me see here. Da-da-da-da, Chartreuse. That's what it was, chartreuse.
Sorry, I had to let
Green,
my hair down.
I thought that
green
was just a made up
chartreuse.
color that chicks try to catch guys on.
Nope, nope. Green chartreuse, and there was a yellow chartreuse as well. And oh my goodness, this was talk about one of those sticky sweet lollipop flavors that tried to be lime but didn't make it. Those two, the yellow and the green chartreuse, and they were expensive for some reason. I guess collector value because the bottles looked really neat. Nobody was ever going to drink the stuff that was in it.
Because they have a funky name. That is why they are expensive.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they have a French name.
Ooh, da.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cream de
well,
menthe is a little on the pricey side. But when I graduated from college, junior college,
hey,
our colors were yellow and green, so I bought a bottle of cream de menthe, and we had grasshoppers,
mm,
which went really well with that white cake.
those
Not
things.
so much with the chocolate one. No.
I have known people that were totally hooked on White Russians
Onyx?
that
Oh, those are good.
once they got a taste of grasshoppers, they were going, well, maybe I need to switch my drink of choice here. And depending on who was mixing,
Mm-hmm.
don't look at me, not there. I don't know why the cat keeps running into the wall. Um, you could go through a whole lot of cream de menthe in a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you could go through a whole lot of White Russians in a weekend too.
Not the
And
green room. Not
I
the
did
green
not,
room.
I did not mean that in the way that you took that. No,
I was just agreeing with you. Do anything like Ilya Kuryakin? Yeah. Da.
Sergey is not impressed.
I beg to differ, Britt. I really beg to differ.
But if you put a little effort into it, he might be impressed.
I was going to say, give him 5 minutes in a locked room with Donna, and he probably will be.
He'd probably be unconscious.
Did you say Don or Donna?
I said Donna, but yeah, pick.
Because
Interchangeable.
I'm thinking she could probably do a pretty good job on Sergey too.
If it's the both of
He
them,
would
then you
certainly
just make
hope
sure his
so,
pacemaker has enough charge.
Really.
He
Where's,
ain't
where's
coming out
that
of
bar
that
magnet?
locker
Got to
room.
switch this thing into high gear. The old ones, you could do that. You could take a bar magnet and speed it up. Had a manual transmission. Pacemakers, dear. Pacemakers.
What does your pacemaker look more like a automatic defib unit? Because it is.
I got the turbo.
You don't know where I'm going to spend my weekend. Alrighty then.
Oh, kind of reminds me. Kind of reminds me of the first time I actually got to watch Westworld, the original. I'm going. That's a pretty classy name for the ladies' establishment. Yes. If you don't get the joke, pop into the green room. I'll explain it tomorrow night.
Hey, let's make a note so we remember to ask him about it.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, well, very religious locations for Delos.
Or the brothels.
Well, I mean, depends on if it's medium class or high class.
He was raised. I'm sure other things are raised, and then it was raised.
And see, folks, we didn't even say anything that needed the green room sign.
Not yet.
Second raised, yeah.
We implied it heavily. See what you
Second
can do
raised
with
was
normal English language and some double entendre on the side. It's about as good as guacamole. If I keep this up, Donna's going to need an ambulance right now.
Oh, God.
No, he and I just have the same hairdresser.
What was that for?
I'm going to hell for that one.
Nah, your destination has been fixed years ago.
I
Just
think I
like
missed
mine.
something. What did I miss? I was laughing.
I don't know. I was laughing too. The guys
Donna
were doing
said,
something between them.
Donna said, "Oh God." I said, "No. He and I just have the same hairdresser."
Oh,
Is it natural or is it Oreo?
maybe it's Maybelline.
I remember Chuck Berry used to have a lot of fun with that girl.
Oh, shoot.
Oh dear.
I think I pulled a muscle.
Somebody popped their bustle.
All I know is there's a certain science YouTuber that looks like the bastard love child of me and Chris Hemsworth.
So was it?
Oh, he gonna be very popular with the ladies.
Especially if he looks like Rich.
Was that the guy that you shared the video before of?
It's I don't remember who. I think it was Donna that shared the video or something. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess.
That
And
ain't
then
Milo, is it?
and then I watched Kyle Hill.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I watched a little bit more, and I'm like, dear mother of God, he and I had the same speech cadence and the same gestures.
Yes. I've seen you. Somebody shared that video of him. I'm like, oh my God, it is.
But yeah, when I took another look at him at a later time, I'm like, he kind of looks like the bastard love child of me and Chris Hemsworth.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Depends on who had to do the delivery.
With my luck, it'd be UPS.
Well, hopefully it's not yellow because they'll never get there now.
Oh, for sure. Or
and
UPS, USPS, because it'll be in Kansas City forever.
No, it'll go from Kansas City to Florida to Oregon, and then it might make a trip up to Maine for a second.
and back to China for about 3 weeks. No, Rich, you just described the light bulb moment when I first listened to the comedian Henry Cho. He's from Knoxville.
That name's familiar.
We have the same accent. His family is Korean, but he's from Knoxville. And we have the same accent. Cognitive dissonance right there. Cognitive dissonance. Let's get the pronunciation right. I haven't been watching Popeye cartoons, so I can't be faulting my pronunciations. No, it's like I'm going, oh, that takes me home. Oh, wow, he sounds just like me, except he's funny.
That's like, and I can't think of his name. There's another Asian comedian, and he's grew up in Texas, so he's got a Texas accent. He'll come on stage and go, look around, and go, "Howdy, y'all."
If you don't want about the jeans, if you don't care if you don't care, you're too old if you get your jeans at Costco or something.
I don't remember that one, but
before.
Who's that guy? Who is that guy? The guy that did the joke about, you don't care, you're too old if you get the jeans at Costco. This is why.
her version of Google sitting there beside her.
Hey,
honey,
Jimmy,
you know everything. Tell me this.
This is Jimmy Wang.
That sounds familiar.
Jimmy Wang?
Yeah, that might be it.
I'm not touching Jimmy's wang.
Yeah, but guess what?
No, he was kind of cute.
Guess what we got today? Or last night? Brad Williams. Guys, have you heard of him? He's fun-sized.
Oh, Brad Williams?
Yeah!
Yes! I thought you said Fred.
No, Brad Williams.
Hearing disorder. I love him.
Uh-huh.
He is so adorable.
I don't know, we think that was going to be a good...
Yes, he is.
Stop using my urinal! You guys know which one!
As you're a midget, you have a no uniform.
4 foot of snow could kill me. Yeah, I've shared his vids in the humor group.
When the guy tried to road rage with his mom, and he gets up, and he does the Mortal Kombat thing.
I like his dad used to punish him by putting him up on a shelf. And one Christmas he did that, and then called Brad's sister and said, "Look, Elf on the shelf."
I'm going to get so canceled. Either that or I'm going to get
Dang, that's
monetized
it.
real quick.
Dang.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'll get monetized and then canceled.
Uh,
Hell, we might have more than 5 people watching this week. I don't know. Of course, the fourth one
People
won't wake up
monetize
until
fans just so they
tomorrow.
can
But
demonetize them.
really, we're going to give you some money, then we're going to take it away.
Sounds like
Oh,
my
wow.
life.
Sounds like the government to me.
We'll monetize you for
like
5.5 minutes.
I won't even know. Oh. I don't check online every 5 minutes. Well, I lie. I do check my email. It's every 10 minutes. Don't read it. I just check it. Oh, I got another message. Probably spam. Who
Why
cares?
do I have a $5 check from YouTube?
Probably the same reason I get $20 checks from Bandcamp. Somebody likes something entirely too much.
Can you really like something too much?
I'm scrolling on Facebook as I'm listening here, and literally, you guys just said that as I came across the Facebook post that says, "What generation is the last to have been conceived in the backseat of a car?"
To have what in the back seat of a car?
To have been conceived.
And you guys are
Oh,
having that conversation. Really?
well, wasn't any of my grandchildren? Well, it might have been some of my grandchildren. Wasn't any of my children. But damn it, we tried.
The way my biological mama spread her, got around, I could have been conceived in the back of a taxi. Seeing how my bio father was a taxi driver, and that's how they met. Does that count?
It could. It was just the conversation you guys
That's
were
not
having.
what they mean by picking up a fare. And that's not what they mean by picking up a fare. It's a fare, not picking up a fare.
Well, maybe it was a handsome cab.
Don't take this wrong way, Donna, but it was a checkered cab from the way it sounds.
Oh, I imagine so. No, there's nothing nasty you can't say about her that I haven't thought or said, and I found out that how many are there? 9
the
other
story is, I
siblings
was going to say,
haven't said.
probably doesn't even have to be handsome.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of that. I'm just thinking of that line from Guardians of the Galaxy. You turn on a black light in here, it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yep.
I mean, she sounded like the kind of lady that, two, warm gummy bears and some pocket lint, and okay, sure.
Yeah. Well, consider she had 10 kids and only 2 of us had the same father. I think you got it right there.
I'm sure they were all formally introduced somewhere.
Biblically form apples, oranges. Biblically.
It's either that or somebody shaking hands with Mr. Happy. I mean, seriously.
I think she shook hands with a lot of Mr. Happies.
She had to have, unless she was the Virgin Mary.
Well, might not have been Mr. Right, but it was Mr. Right now, huh?
Yep. It sounds like that was her motto.
You okay, Rich?
Is this microphone on? It's on a microphone.
Big 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1.
Any porthole in the storm.
Oh, crap.
Oh, damn, I broke both of them. I do that. Where was this magic power when I was in college?
Well, back then you probably didn't want women laughing at you.
Considering what the results might be, I'm willing to settle. It's got to be better than driving around in the back roads with a bottle of tequila and some guy that kept talking about going to parties and we never ever found any. Got to know a lot of back roads, though.
Yeah.
Not in a fun way.
Oh, okay.
Just in the navigation way.
That can be fun though too.
Hey, my wife is still amazed that she can go, I need to go over here. And I go, oh, well, we could go this way or I could go that way. And it's damn near a straight line from point A to point B. And none of the roads have signs. And 2 or 3 of them may not even have pavement. And I go, yeah, I used to have to drive this way with the tractor. Oh no, wait, that was Friday nights with Rusty. We used to. Oh, I know. There's got to be a cop around here somewhere. Behind that pine tree. That's where they usually hang out.
Well, I wouldn't want to say I know some of the back roads in Remaine County well, but I was able to navigate about 6 of them one night without the headlights on because I didn't want the cops to find us.
Oh. There's a difference between knowing the back roads and knowing where it's safe to pull off.
Off?
I thought
On
it
the
was
back
safe to
roads.
pull off, but I didn't know about that house on the hill that evidently saw us.
You know, it's one thing I'm kind of, part of it stuck growing up in a small community, very rural, but sometimes you look back at those stories and go, damn, that was fun.
Oh,
Oh, it was. It was great fun.
You could get away with so much.
And it was challenging too sometimes.
That's what made it more fun.
My father's favorite story was about the brick outhouse in town. Every Halloween, the boys in Catlin would go around pushing over outhouses. And this one guy decided that wasn't going to happen this year, so he made his out of brick. He forgot there were farm boys in the neighborhood. Hey, Chris.
hey, Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Chris,
Talking about farm boys.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
You
We-
planting or plowing?
A
We
little
should
bit of both
overtake-
from the previous conversations. The double entendres are flying thick and heavy tonight.
They've almost broke me and Donna twice. Was it 3 times? I don't know. I lost count.
Once,
yeah,
twice, 3 times a lady.
Well, you were asking about
I got
farming.
Ricky that
So
time.
I just, first thing popped in my head was
Not a
planting
good
or
idea.
plowing.
there was some plowing
Dad.
going on, but
it was another case of get out of my head.
My brother from another mother.
there was some plowing going on, but not like what city boys think.
Well, have you seen that meme with that old
Welcome to
farmer?
Last Man Standing.
Have you seen that meme with that old farmer who's kind of got Sly grin on his face and said, "I'd plow that field the next July."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
wait.
we never did figure out what in Sam Hill's going on, but I got a pretty good idea.
Okay.
Okay, there's a song you never heard.
Don't know that Sam figured it out, but
Well, I don't know every song. I know a lot of them.
Jimmy Dean, Sam Hill.
Yeah, okay.
plot twist.
For some reason, when I think about Jim Dandy to the Rescue. Didn't he sing that one?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Dean.
Dean?
No, that was Black
No.
Oak, Arkansas.
There was actually a song called Jim Dandy to the Rescue, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Black Oak, Arkansas. It was in the 70s.
I'm surprised
Music
Stafford didn't.
music videos didn't exist back then, but they did do a music video from their prime as a band, and people are going, "Holy, that woman ain't wearing." Well, I just have to examine this a little more closely.
Based on the way she sounds in that song, I can guess that she probably wasn't wearing anything or much of anything. I don't know, just something about that. She just sounds like she's crazy wild.
Apparently, she was crazy wild, and
Nothing
had a
wrong
voice
with
that worked really well for that particular genre of music.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was singing about Jackie Blue by Ozark Mountain Daredevils, but
Well, yeah, that
different
was a good
band,
band
I think.
too.
Yeah, similar name but different.
Hey, have you ever heard of Alabama? Since we're on this geography thing. I'm being a smart ass. It's Donna's fault.
Trust me, as many damn
My fault.
times.
Oh, people
They're from Fort Payne, Alabama, so they're close enough here. Yeah. I mean, I remember working with a lady years ago. So, hell, we remember them watching playing at all these small clubs. We didn't think they was ever going to do any damn thing.
surprise.
Just sell 40 million records or something like that.
Well, we kind of thought the same about REO Speedway, and look where they went.
Well, it changed when Kevin joined the band. He had that drive that pushed him over the edge.
We were talking about that last week, Donna, that they used to actually play at Nancy Ted's mom, at his mom's high school dances before they made it big. So, yeah.
Well,
And
I
come
love
from a
Kevin
place
to death, but he's had so much plastic surgery, it's like his face is in a perpetual grin.
Did I ever tell you how I got these scars? Oh, point that with grin.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I've got
the funny thing
perpetual
is, he
grin from
lied.
hanging out in here, but
The funny thing is, he lied to everybody he asked that question to when he gave him an answer.
This is kind of why he's called Conan the Barbarian.
No, we're talking about. I'm talking about the Joker. Y'all might have been talking about something else.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Heath Ledger's
Ah.
Joker.
How about the Midnight Poker?
That is Steve Miller Band.
Yep.
Good stuff.
See, this is how it's been all night so far, Chris. You just can't keep a conversation.
Just gotta get that loving on the run. Oh wait, now we're back to my bio, Mom.
Well, yeah, Steve Miller was a staple in my house.
That would be that sweet song, "Fox on the Run." Yeah.
That's funny. Steve Miller was a staple in my household growing up because my dad's name's Maurice.
Ooh.
Yep.
Was he a gangster of love? Your mom thought so.
Apparently, some other women did too over the years.
Oh,
Ain't nothing but a hound dog. And see, these innocent comments just get people giggling, and I'm going, this is why I'm.
Well, it's funny. Some musicians didn't really have to go into music, but because they had help from family members. David Lee Ross' dad was like a doctor, so he bought the instruments for Van Halen.
Oh,
Hey,
Another good example was Mike Nesmith of the Monkees. His mother created liquid paper, and she sold the rights to 3M, so he had plenty of money.
mm-hmm.
that's why the Monkees became a trio originally, because Mike had no reason to want to do anything but his own music,
Yeah.
and no restrictions on doing anything but his own music.
Yep. And after being lied to for so long that he could do his own movie, he finally told them where they could stick their show.
Yep. They needed him, but he didn't need them.
Yep.
Well,
See, now you went to 3M and now I'm thinking about sticky notes. Man. See?
Yep.
Just 3M
Yep.
sticky notes.
They got some good products.
yeah.
Minnesota and
Trying to
manufacturing.
think. Oh yeah.
Both of them.
Don Barnes of 38 Special was trying to steal their instruments, and he wound up joining the band. They caught him trying to steal their instruments, and wound up joining the band. That's one of the most ironic stories.
I'll wait till they pass out, then I'll get in the van with the rest of the instruments and go.
They won't even know I'm new.
But, he was with them for years, and then he left briefly in the early 90s. And they had Max Carl. And for some reason, he left the band after a couple of albums. And the next thing I saw him, he was doing a damn jingle for McDonald's. Like, how the hell do you go from a platinum selling band to doing a damn jingle for a fast food company?
I'm sure there was a contract involved. Steady income.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things you shake your head. Anyway, Don rejoined the band.
Sorry,
He was the one that was trying to steal the instruments.
So, Chris, you should know.
Okay.
Do you know how the band Wild Cherry got their song? No, their name?
your audio went messy.
From a flavor of something they ate, I'm guessing, or drank.
I don't remember the names, but the lead singer was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
The others came in and they said, "We got the gig. They're going to sign us. We need to name the band." And there was some Vicks Wild Cherry cough syrup there. They called themselves Wild Cherry.
Well, it's ironic that he was in the hospital when they got awarded their contract. And then he wound up playing that funky music till he died.
Yep. Lay down that booty, baby. Got done to him, right?
Well, it's funny. I don't know if you ever heard of the band Chilliwack.
Like what?
Not offhand.
Chilliwack. I thought it was some African Americans in the band. They're just about all white boys. They had this one big song and hit called "My Girl,"
Mm-hmm.
but it started out with a deep, deep voice, and it was like, "Gone, gone, gone, she been gone so long. She been gone, gone, gone so long. Gone, gone, gone." And they keep repeating that for a little bit, and then it finally start going into the song. But like I said, you hear that deep voice and the way their rhythm and the blending, harmonies and all. Like I said, I thought they were a bunch of African Americans. They wound up being all white boys.
Do you remember
Well,
the band Redbone?
oh yeah,
The Love?
the ones that were all Native Americans. Yeah.
Americans, yeah. The only Native American band. And you couldn't join their band unless you were Native American. Although there was one dude that looked white.
Yeah, he was the one with the horn rimmed glasses, wasn't he?
Then there was Average White Band.
Yep.
Only the lead singer was white. Everybody else thought the rest of the band was, and you listen to it and you go, "Ain't no way, no." Those folks put in too much time practicing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get
Did
white
Don
boys
pass
to
out?
practice. Out of
That
frame, maybe.
reminded me of another band. I don't exactly remember the name, but they had this one hit. It was called Jet Set, and I think they were dressed up like sports stars. It might have been an all-American sports band, but I can't remember for sure if that was the
Doesn't
name.
ring any bells. Doesn't ring
But
any
they had
bells.
one minor hit called Jet Set, and
But look at Steve Winwood. Everybody thought because he had so much soul, but they were surprised he was a redheaded Irish guy, or not Irish, but
Oh,
well, he started out in the Spencer Davis group.
Mm-hmm.
Righteous Brothers. Almost everybody that has never seen the video of them playing thinks because of the amount of emotion and the feeling and the quality of the voices that this is a soul band. But it's two white guys. They're not even related. So where do you get the brothers? But spiritually, I guess. And
Because they were
I've
righteous.
seen they damn sure were. I've seen a lot of reaction videos of people going, "I thought they was black."
God damn.
I was all goofy this morning. I don't know what was going on with it.
Yeah, there's been a number of
there's all kinds of things like that. There are folks that thought all the folks in Frank Zappa's band were on drugs. No, they would just.
That would be Dr. Hook.
That
would be Dr. Hook, not Frank Zappa. No. And,
Dr. Hook was stoned and they missed it.
Oh yeah.
Shel Silverstein's song, yes.
Freaking at the Freaker's Ball.
Oh, I
no,
love
stoned
that
it. I
song.
missed it. Am I incorrect? Was that not written by Shel Silverstein?
Shel wrote the majority of their songs.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm glad I got to see Ray Sawyer perform one time before he died. It was funny. He walked out there on stage like, "Hi everybody, it's wonderful to see all y'all. We're gonna play all those songs you know and love and you remember from all these years." And okay, good night everybody. It's been great seeing you. He started walking off stage before he come back. They started playing.
I'm gonna play y'all a little medley of my hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a quote from the Lemmings album. If you've run into that, it was a lot of the people that would later wind up either on Saturday Night Live or Fridays or Second City.
He popped off.
Yeah. He had something going on.
Well, I got something going on too, but I'll be right back when my bladder is empty.
And thanks for the warning.
Y'all
Okay.
carrying on.
Don't let me stop.
Uh-oh, Chris, you're on me and Donna.
Yeah.
Look at that grin.
Just lucky, I guess.
Just look at that grin. It's been a night, hasn't it, Don?
Thanks, Donna. You left me with Chris and Dan last week.
I'm sorry. I slept for 12 hours that night.
Ooh,
Well, you
must have
obviously
needed it.
needed it or you wouldn't have done it.
Actually, it was the pain medicine that put me to sleep for that long. And it
Whatever
was the last pill.
I mean, hell, you got to get some rest at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's medicated.
Whatever works, sometimes you have to have some assistance through chemicals. I mean, hell, look at Keith Richards. He's probably had every substance known to man, and he lived through it.
And the one's not even known to man yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing about it. Somebody asked him one time, how in the hell have you managed to live through all this? He said, well, because they were talking about other, rock stars that, died from drug overdoses and whatnot. And he said, look, I'm not going to lie. We done drugs, but we also made sure we had high quality stuff. Some of these folks got cheap stuff, that things were substituted and it wasn't good for them, and their bodies reacted adversely and they wound up dying.
Mm-hmm.
They said, but we always made sure we had high quality stuff and we were willing to pay for it. So that's one of the reasons why we lived through the stuff we've lived through.
Well, it's like there's some things you gotta pay the money for to get the quality, and the quality matters.
Yeah. It also depends on probably the trustworthiness of your assistants and roadies, because if they wanted to skim some off the top, you might be getting less quality stuff than you wanted.
Welcome back,
I
Dan and Rich.
left at the same time and then came back at the same time.
I wasn't going to mention that, but
Oh,
you notice this. You notice this looks on their faces.
Rich
No, my
actually
computer
popped
was,
into the room before I got back. He just had to wait on me to bring him on screen because I have controls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we believe.
Yeah, I believe
my
it.
computer is believing that it's getting internet from Bill's house.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
So I restarted my machine before I killed it with a hammer.
That's a scary thought. It's the internet.
Has anybody got the Jehovah's Witness list?
I don't know, but I got a sword here somewhere. They show up.
No. Three of us
sharpen it.
Without naming names, three of us had the same idea to send them to the same place.
Oh, Lord. That would have been an epic interchange.
I keep telling y'all, they wouldn't have got a word in edgewise. I mean, all they'd be able to say is good morning, and for the next 3 days, they'd be standing there waiting on a chance to say something else.
Yeah.
Well, my friend Rich Coes and...
Let me tell you about this item I found on eBay. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. I think though we did decide it wouldn't be fair to the witnesses.
Cruel and unusual punishment, I
Oh.
think, was what was said.
There's more names dropped in a 25-minute conversation with that man than there are panties at an Elvis concert.
Or Tom Jones one back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, currently, I don't think any would be dropping now. It would have to be back in the day.
both of them,
Necrophilia is the thing.
Oh, he still got.
Yeah, he,
I was
Hey,
gonna say, with Bill 5, even that one.
There might not
Necro-
be as many, but there's still a good number.
Necrophilia is the thing.
You just have to aim past the walker.
Dead. Both dead.
Maybe in your universe, but
Who just died dead?
Tony Bennett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tony.
Wait a minute. Oh, thank you. I was a little distracted at some point in time, apparently.
Mhm.
I read an article.
You know Don, your friend, Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett and Don.
That's Tony
No, it's
Orlando.
Tony Orlando and Don.
Oh, Tony Orlando, whatever.
Right,
Tony
Tony
Bennett.
Tonys.
Tony
there
Bennett,
was,
Tony Orlando. There's a Tony involved.
yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't mind getting involved with either Tony, I tell you.
Don.
And then there's Tony,
Well,
which is
here is kind of interested in looking you up.
there was actually a variety show where Tony Orlando and Don were on there, and the host came up and started calling Tony Dawn. He goes, hey, wait a minute. That's the girls. I don't sing that high.
Anyway, I was reading an article about Tony Bennett. You know, he'd been suffering from dementia the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a performance that he did with Lady Gaga because they did 2 albums together. And she was coming out on the stage one particular performance. And he said, "Hey, look, everybody, it's Lady Gaga." And apparently he had not been able to remember her at some point, before that. And he did that one night, and he said it was all she could do to keep from losing it because she was so happy that he remembered her and said her name.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
that is,
Yeah. But once he started singing,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the stuff that's
that's like Mel Tillis doesn't stutter while he's singing.
yeah.
You get the performance down, and that stays with you.
It's like a muscle memory, yeah.
Yeah.
A cartoon that I read called For Better For Worse. The last 3 strips have been about Tony Bennett, and it's 2 guys talking, and the one man's just like, "Tony's been there my whole life. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to listen to." It was a nice little tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely some respect being shown.
Well, I'm dating myself, but I remember Tony Orlando.
That's
and
okay. You're a
Don.
nice guy. You'll enjoy your company.
I remember Tony Orlando for years being on the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon.
Oh, you had to say that.
say right now after the comment and Dan's comment, but I'll behave.
Since when?
You mentioned Jerry
Well,
Lewis
Joe.
Telethon, and I'm still remembering every word of the time that Frank Sinatra got Dean Martin to come on as a surprise.
Yeah.
And it was just so. it's like they never stopped working together.
Yeah.
It's even after all those years, they just
Yep.
the magic was still there.
Yep. And of course, my favorite thing each year was when Sammy Davis would sing the Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, got to see that on a Tonight Show, and Johnny Carson had just about everybody that was singing a cover of Candyman
Mm-hmm.
on the show in the same 6 month period.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some amazingly diverse uh, performances of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was, oh, I can't remember the guy's name. It was one a really famous British singer of the crooner style. Um,
Mm-hmm.
did it almost as well as Sammy Davis.
Yeah.
Put his own twist on it, and it was just excellent, absolutely excellent. And the reason I can't remember it is because I was a child back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was a child. I remember my grandparents watching it and me watching it.
That was always on. We always started school the day after Labor Day, so that was always like the last. Always remember that being like that last like little bit of that was the end of summer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is the unofficial end of summer.
Even Pat Boone stopped wearing white belts. Okay, that was a cheap shot. Yes. Pat
Well,
Boone
you
never
know
stopped
what? They talked him into doing a heavy metal album, and he actually did it
wearing- Hey,
because he was out of ideas, and then he later regretted it, I think. But he did it at the time.
hey, and he actually did a good job. Not as good as Christopher Lee did with his heavy metal album, but then
Yeah,
Christopher Lee. Uh,
Yeah. So,
I mean,
yeah.
seriously.
He's epic. Just there's a saying is like you think you're cool, but you're not this cool. And it listed all the well, not all, but a lot of the things that Christopher Lee had accomplished over the years, and you're just like, damn.
yeah.
And then there's
Man,
a cool photo, I think, from Hammer Films where it's got, I think it's John Carradine, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, and somebody else, and they're like,
Peter Lorre.
yeah,
Peter Lorre.
I think so. And I'm like, that's a lot of awesomeness in that photo.
Really? Hey, you put them together in a movie, you got a blockbuster, even for the 50s.
Yeah. Especially then.
Oh,
I mean, the one thing I love about Star Wars is it made me start looking into other things by Alec Guinness.
oh yeah. Bridge over the
And
River Kwai. That was a great one.
yeah, well, did you ever see Tunes of Glory?
Doesn't ring a bell, but I may have,
Okay.
but it would have
Well,
been because my dad wanted to watch it.
it wasn't as good as Bridge on the River Kwai, but and of course he did the original Lady Killers, which was made famous probably by Tom Hanks doing his version of it.
Yeah.
Both excellent movies. Though we've got both of them.
Yeah. So it was actually cool getting to see some of the other things that he did because, like I said, I was a big Star Wars fan. I started looking up stuff that the actors had done.
Oh yeah.
And, interestingly enough, Harrison Ford was one of the guys in American Graffiti. He was the one with the cowboy hat, I think, with the
Yeah.
hot
With the
Mhm.
hot rod, yeah. Got punched out by damn, was it Opie or not? I forget.
I don't know, because Ron Howard was in it, Cindy Williams was in it.
Yeah, Ron Howard
Suzanne
was the,
Summers was in it, and she didn't have hardly anything, but her appearance made her career.
she was the girl in the Thunderbird.
Hmm.
Don't ask me how I remember that.
Everybody remembers that.
Probably because I was really fond of that era Thunderbird.
Richard
Well,
Dreyfuss in that.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
that and Suzanne Summers was beautiful, but and she's aged tremendously well. I don't know how much work she's had done, but
Everybody went silent on that remark.
hey,
We're all just thinking about
I don't think she's had much, but I could be wrong, you know.
Hey, I was just thinking of Simon the Pool Boy. He knows how much work she had done because he did a lot of it.
Oh, now she's singing the Three's Company song.
Oh heavens!
I'm having a squirrel night, okay?
It happens. Nothing wrong with it.
Just tonight?
The squirrels seem to be running rampant tonight.
It's probably some nights are better than others, some nights are worse than others. You take your pick of which this is.
Some nights the squirrels wear gold lame.
In Mother Russia's squirrels have you.
Yeah, you're sitting in the park. You see a squirrel run by. He goes, "Oh, people!"
And then there's a dog reading a newspaper.
Well, I think a few squirrels crawled in Joe's ear and stayed in his head.
Just a few?
I was trying to be nice, Donna. I do have to work with him on a certain big project that culminates in October.
Yeah.
Which I like ran over.
What was that?
I'm going to go sit down the squirrel driveway.
Dawn
I
would
couldn't
like
make that out because she was laughing too much. And
Dawn would desperately like to come to Hallowcon.
However, Michaela's not going to make it. So Dan told her to stand in our driveway with their thumb out.
Among other things.
Just the phone?
okay.
Carl is awfully fond of her ass.
Thumb out, leg out, hiking up the pant leg a little.
Oh boy.
I did not know that about Carl.
Now you do.
Some men like boobs. He's not opposed to boobs, but he likes that ass.
Yep. He likes around the curvature of the lump.
And being the wonderful wife I am, if he's not with me, if he's with me, do you see that one over there? If he's not with me, I take a picture and I text it to him because I'm a good wife.
You're a cool wife.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've ever taken the picture and sent it, but I have, yeah. It's the best when I'm like, did you see that? And Ted was like, no. And I'm like, do not smack him.
Keep your eyes peeled next time, damn it.
No. What the fuck are you looking at? Mm-hmm. But then he turns around and he'll do the same thing.
Why did you take that picture? I don't know. Never
Seemed like
seen
a good
a
idea.
dog drive a car before.
Misty
Yeah,
gets
that's what I was thinking.
mad
Oh,
at me
someone
if
knows that photograph for that meme. Yes. Okay.
Misty gets mad at me if she even thinks I looked at something. Um, and then if the second anything flashes on screen that any type of ass shot or anything like that, she's immediately like, I'm like, you can look, I don't care. And then she'll be like, no, no, tell me when it's off screen. So I'll pause the TV. I'm like, all right, it's off.
Honey, it's Patrick
So I
Swayze.
can-
You're allowed to look.
Oh my God.
Ah.
Sam Elliott.
And then if she refuses to look still, I keep rewinding it until she does look.
I've
like,
got a
"Oh, look
feeling
at
you've
that
got a totally different most paused video scene list than a lot of us do. Oh, this is going to piss my wife off so much. I got to pause it. Squirrel. No, people.
I drink the fifth on that.
Oh.
Chris go poof.
I know. Apparently,
I'm still listening.
oh,
It's not a voice from the grave, it's just a grave voice. Damn, I should steal Doctor Who chairs more often if it's going to make y'all giggle.
Rich, follow along with this one. Is that you, God? I think there's something in my teeth.
Brent, stop playing with yourself. It is God.
I'm starting to get really worried about y'all.
Starting?
That's what I was thinking. Oh,
That was God's voice.
This is going to be one of my highest rated shows, y'all. Just keep going. Keep going.
That was God's voice talking to y'all.
You're right.
my gods don't sound like that.
My mom does the same thing to my underwear. Your mom puts license plates in your underwear? How do you sit?
Okay, thank God Lego hadn't been invented yet.
When I hear license plates, that's not the conversation I remember.
It's not a
Okay.
good day.
The one I remember had Richard Pryor narrating it.
Remember, folks, if you have any complaints, do call BR549.
Someone will be standing by to take your call at some point.
Empty Arms Hotel. That's a generation gap right there, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this one comedian said, anybody all ever watch Hee Haw? He was in the South. He said, oh, hell, it's the only damn thing on at 7 o'clock at night. You chipping channels. He going through the list of the intros. He said, hi, I'm Buck, I'm Roy, and he's constantly going through them every time he's clicking channel saying somebody else's name from the opening credits. Interesting enough, Dan, he was a comedian that came on right before I got to see Henry Cho for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Well, I'm jealous you got to see Henry Cho. I've only seen
But it
him
was
on
on
YouTube.
TV now. It wasn't
okay.
It wasn't in person.
Okay. You had me scrambling there for a second.
Henry Cho is hilarious. And the funny thing is, he's got his Korean parents' face, But he got a southern redneck haircut.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
he's got
It's
that
a flat
Knoxville
top
nuclear
mullet.
belt accent, I swear.
Yeah, he's got that. It's kind of like a semi-flat top mullet.
Rich, what are you doing?
Laughing a lot.
I don't know. The only one I could come up with that was making a weird noise was coming from Rich.
Yep.
You
That
shut
noise?
the car. Yeah.
I knew what that was with my eyes closed.
I thought I heard him tapping away earlier too.
Probably.
Tell me, Rich, do you often play with yourself?
They don't call it solitaire for nothing, honey.
What would you do? One day.
I do anything, but I won't do that.
Oh Lord! Too much music
Well,
in my head. Dan said solitaire. Now I'm thinking about the Laura Branigan song.
technically, if I'm playing with myself, I'm playing with Dick.
It's fun to play
Yes,
with
you
you.
are.
Well,
Big
as long
boy
as
ain't bigger
as
than
long
me.
as it's not Little Richard, you're fine.
Damn, I wish we had a soundbite of him going, woo!
So I'm a junior. And in families, usually when you got a junior, they'll call the father big, whatever. They'll call the son little, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad's family, growing up, called my dad Dickie.
Oh, Lord.
They got
So,
that in the Thin Man movies.
so when did the Thin Man movies come out?
20s, 30s.
Then yeah, possibly because Dad was born in 43. So of course they always call Dad Dickie, and then after I was born, they called me Little Dickie.
Boy,
Oh my God.
My sisters will occasionally try to call me Little Dickie, and I'll be like, "There's one woman who got to call me that. She died many, many years ago. You are not Grandma. Mom and Dad already said I had carte blanche to whoop your ass if you call me that." I've been taller than my sister since I was 8. I'm the baby.
One of my sister's best friends is named, or her husband is a little dick. Literally. And you know what I mean.
I'll take your word for that.
really? Not asking for photographic
I'm not going to
evidence.
check.
I had an uncle who his
Open
real
mouth,
name.
insert foot.
Yeah. I had an uncle. His real name was Gordon, but for some reason he preferred to be called Pete. And his wife always used to call him her little Peter.
Yet they remained married.
Till the end. Because he was as ornery as my mom.
Yeah. I guess the saying applies to him, where a little goes a long way.
I guess.
No, I was thinking that 20 to life has several meanings.
Oh, He once told me that more than a mouthful was a waste, and I looked back and said, Uncle Pete, that depends on how big your mouth is, isn't it?
Yeah, I started to say it depends on the pair of hands or the mouth involved.
And he looked at my mom and he says, Are you sure she's not yours?
Are you okay, Dan?
Not the
But
green.
here's the thing: if the mouth is big enough, then what's more than a mouthful for one person is not for the other, and therefore it's not a waste for that other person.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what they're getting a mouthful of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, considering I was 5'6" and a D cup by the time I was 16. Yeah.
Nice.
Me too. Oh, sorry.
Well, it takes all kinds, and if everybody wanted the same thing, it would get ugly real quick.
Yep. And if everybody's the same, it'd be a boring old world, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I was so glad my mother doesn't know I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, Lord.
These are my friends, Mom.
To quote the science professor from The Water Boy, my dearest apologies, and please send my salutations to your dearest mama.
God bless the little pygmies.
Yep. You're done.
Ooh, almost let slide a green room comment on that one.
I was going to say.
Self-edit. Come on, Daniel.
Editing stuff.
So, Rich, who's winning? Rich or Dick?
Neither one of us.
Not touching that.
That's what she said.
The hand's not doing what you wanted it to do.
But it's such a good hand, he's going to play this one out. Oh, that was very high school. That was very, very high school right there.
Just to see what comes out on top.
Oh, come on. I've already pulled one muscle tonight.
Because of arthritis issues, working with cards, shuffling, and also some good old-fashioned magic tricks, sleight of hand type stuff, helps so that my hands don't lock up as much.
I understand, Rich, but we still have to give you a hard time.
Of course.
Come on,
That's
I
what
left
she
that
said.
one. Thank you. I left that one open for everybody.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, but wait till
I'm sure
tomorrow
there's an
night.
oxygen bottle around here somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you know, folks who are watching on the home audience, it's much worse when we're all together in person. We say the things we stop saying here, and we say the things that we won't say in the green room.
Very true.
Ooh.
And
It's
there's more of
true.
us.
It's true.
Yeah.
Another
Oh my
schnitzel
God.
gribbon? No, 12 schnitzel gribbon's my limit. Sweet mystery of life, at last I found you. Yes, I'm switching movies, but I'm staying with the same actress.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I actually got that quote.
Yeah.
I actually saw a picture the other day of a young Cloris Leachman, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. She was nice looking.
I mean, like young. I'm not talking about Wonder Woman pilot movie. I'm talking about 20s. Her
There,
in her 20s.
there is a couple of photographs of Betty White at the same age, and I'm going, no wonder Ellen Young never left her. Alan White, excuse me. God
I
damn.
thought it was Alan Ludden.
That was Luden as well, Luden. Ludden.
But anyway,
Hey,
Betty
it's
Banger's
late.
right.
Betty was beautiful all her life.
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean, even as a senior citizen, she was quite lovely. And I say that in a respectful manner.
And to be perfectly honest, as the Golden Girls, considering she grew up in St. Olaf, Minnesota,
Yeah.
guess who was my favorite Golden?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, the one that played their mama was the youngest one on the show.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I still haven't brought myself to watch it, but I'm going to try to one of these days. Her movie with Sylvester Stallone, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
She's also a mannequin.
that was a great movie.
You know, one of my favorite Sylvester Stallone movies was one he got panned by the critics for.
Rhinestone.
I like that one, but that wasn't the first one I was thinking of. That was a lot of fun, but Oscar. Oscar had a who's who
Mhm.
of cast members. Kirk Douglas was his dad. Yvonne DiCarlo was his mom.
Ooh.
That was a good movie.
It had Vincent Spano in it, Peter Riegert from Animal House. Kai Wolf was in it. Linda Gray made a cameo. Oh, and how could I ever forget Tim Curry as the tutor and Ornella Moody as the mother? And I remember her playing the daughter of Ming the Merciless in Flash Gordon, 1980 million.
Oh, okay.
Now I place that name.
And then
Mm.
Ken Howard, I think, was in it. He was one of the bankers. And I think the guy that played Niedermeyer was one of the bankers. That was a good movie, a fun movie.
Paula Abdul is on. We were talking about her last week. It's opposite the track.
Well, which one is she singing now?
It's opposite the track.
Oh, yeah. Great song.
So, anyway, so go on.
I love the rap from MC Scat Cat.
If we were on YouTube, I'd turn it up so we could all hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. That's all right. It's playing through my memory.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't actually need to see it. Just the mention of the title is enough to get the entire thing played through your head.
Just got done.
Although I think Cold Hearted Snake was my favorite.
Well, it was fun watching her slither around in the video, but
And they all felt the shade.
Ooh.
You know,
Michelle Pfeiffer and Fabulous Baker Boys on the piano. Not playing the piano, on top of the piano.
And that tight red dress.
the woman on the piano scene that comes to mind when you said that was Pretty Woman. When Richard Gere's playing the piano.
Need a minute, Dan?
No. Just got to turn the air conditioner up a little bit. Sorry. Jesus Christos, make the ganglia twitch.
Are you trying to talk yourself out of something, Dan? Donna's eyes, that was hilarious.
That's
Like,
probably
what
more socially acceptable than me trying to talk myself into something.
Social acceptable people kiss my ass and can go out the window anytime.
Okay.
What?
I'm just sitting here behaving myself for once.
For once.
First time
Red letter
tonight.
day here, folks. Or red letter minute.
What's the prize?
Donna knew what I meant.
Hey, Donna's trying to be different for a moment. Let her be different.
This is difficult.
I'm surprised you didn't see this before.
It's surprising how hard some things are to manage.
That's what she said.
Sometimes some things are just hard to manage. You just deal with it.
She also said that. But sometimes the hard things are the fun things to manage.
This is true.
I'm definitely in deep shit now.
Don't pet the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things, unless you're into that kind of thing.
Petty with sweaty things is fun though sometimes.
Dan, if you're in deep shit, you went too far.
Either that or never mind.
That's why Joe Dog doesn't have to dye his hair.
I wonder if he goes back and watches Last Man Standing.
Well, I made the same comment during Stupid O'Clock, so.
Oh.
It won't come as a surprise to him.
One of these days, I'm going to be in so much trouble.
One of these days.
What I was supposed to say one of these days.
I keep trying to get you into trouble, but
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
that's not what I was thinking of.
Well, if it's the wrong people, we'll protect it. If it's the right people, we'll help it out.
Yes, Dan?
I'm going to a go-go song with Our Lips Are Sealed.
Just trying to stay married here. Just trying to stay married. And no, I never fool around. I'm always quite serious. Oh, damn, I didn't mean for my voice to drop an octave there.
His head is some terrible things to wave.
I won't tell you, the green room's going to have some trouble keeping up with this tonight.
Yes, but we're being so
Yes.
nondescript. And it's still coming off triple entendre, quadruple entendre.
Well, you know, sometimes beating around the bush is kind of fun.
That's what he said.
God's gonna
I
get you with
broke
that
Dan!
one, Leroy.
Holy crap!
God is gonna
broke
get you
Dan.
with that one, Leroy. Hardwood floors.
Just remember the safe word is kumquat.
There's a safe word. I gotta write this down. on
Yeah.
on a flashcard.
Well, then we do picture of the kumquat.
I mean, seriously, sometimes I do lose the power of speech. I need the flashcard. Um,
Kumquat.
That's a pumpkin. No.
You could put that on the reverse side of the green room sign, Rich.
Print out that picture.
Just flip it over depending on which side's needed.
Just remember, my safe word is stop, it hurts.
That's usually my keep going thing. How is that a safe word?
oh Lord. Okay, now that was an old one. You know where the saying "Hooray for our side" came from?
Basketball.
Lady Godiva riding side saddle, baby.
Yeah, somebody got a nice view.
There had to been a couple nice views from that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carl
And
would
that
have wanted to been on the side where the posterior was visible, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'd have been a winner either way. Either side would have been a nice view.
Isn't history fun?
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Worldcon in 2016. There was these two young, very lovely looking ladies that had their first workout. Interestingly enough,
I think the key phrase here, for your point of view, was too young.
no, two as in the number two.
I still stand by my statement.
They were in their early 20s. The novel was called Time Bangers.
Mm-hmm.
So they made sure history was a lot of fun.
There's another book out there called Kinky History.
Yeah, some twisted soul turned you on to that.
And then I've got a book entitled Napoleon's Private Parts that are little tidbits of
they'd have to be.
Get out of my head.
I just laid it out. You knocked it out.
Out of the park, baby. Out of the park.
I gotta tell you tomorrow.
Home run. Grand slam. I wish.
We were at SoCon, and Carl is enamored of Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And
hey,
there were two ladies, two girls. One was dressed as the other gal,
Daphne,
and one dressed as Velma. Oh, and she was a blonde Daphne, so Carl didn't give her much look, but he kind of started following Velma around. And he started to get out his cell phone, and I said, "Don't you do that." And he's like, "Why?" And he says, "You haven't gotten close up to that girl, have you? She's only 16. And he's like, "Oh, crap." Like, yeah. Old man stalking a 16-year-old.
Lord.
Sometimes you got to look at the face before you look at the butt.
Yeah.
He needs you to be looking at the face while he's checking out the other body parts to give him the go ahead.
Always look on the bright side of life.
And he's like, "How could you tell from this far away?" And I'm like, "I was at a booth she was at. I got a close up. She's only 16, maybe."
Yeah, they're
And if he happens to be over 18, is it worth the risk?
yeah.
The old fuck was in his 50s. He didn't even be looking at anything under 25.
Damn. By that logic, I shouldn't be looking at anything under
30.
I was thinking 45, actually.
Well, I'm out.
Oh, well, that's like.
Wait, Dan, can you make an exception for 1 year?
Oh, you caught me just about to quote Arlo Guthrie. Um,
Because if you said 45, if you can just down that by 1 year, we'll be fine.
Live a little, Dan. Drop it to 35.
No, you only have to go down to 1 year. Just 1 year. You said
y'all making
45.
y'all making it real hard to stay married, I tell you.
Yeah, it ain't that hard.
Hey, one of these days she's gonna watch this stuff. If she don't already.
Yeah, but she's gonna admire your dedication and loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Misty gets mad at me and she's like, "You want some young little thing like that?" I'm like, "No. We have children older than that." No.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
that's
Y'all
like.
gotta be within a certain range where y'all can understand each other's references and music and all that stuff.
One of those things, though, being the age that I am, it's one of the hardest ages. Because
If
they
I've had to change the diaper on somebody your age or younger, the answer is no.
Rich, let me finish this. Because at my age, it could be the daddy or the son, and it would still both be acceptable.
Actually, that's a lot of fun, Don.
I'm sure there are other permutations of that particular equation that interest you boldly.
I'm just saying that I'm at that age that it's like,
Mm-hmm.
so
Well,
So-
And
Carl
yet you
still
still
makes
keep
fun of
flirting
me.
with Grandpa.
So the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
to quote the Van Halen song.
That's like coming home today. We were going to turn down a street, and there was a cop car on the street. And Carl says, "Nope, can't go down that way." I'm like, "There's plenty of room. Why not?" And he says, "Well, I don't want him to get you." He still teases me about being a magnet for 14-year-old boys on World of Warcraft. I am
Although
old school. WoW.
Mhm.
I will help a newbie.
because you're a nice woman,
Nice person. To younger people.
where'd
Yep.
you go?
I observed this one young tune having trouble with this quest, and I'm like, "You how to do it?" Because sometimes the quests are a little complicated. So you get to chatting between the stuff that they're doing and going from one place to another. And we exchanged names and ages. And pretty soon he goes, will you go on a date with me? This kid's 14 years old. I said, I'm old enough to be your mother. I told you how old I was. And he says, no, you're not. My mom's 38. And at the time, I was in my 50s. And I'm like, think about it again. I'm old enough to be your grandmother then. And he says, oh, does that mean you won't go out with me? And I'm like, I got to go fix supper for my husband. I'll see you around.
Oh Lord.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yeah, some of them are so lonely for attention.
Oh,
though.
Mrs. Robinson.
Hey, if he'd have been 26, he'd have had a chance. But,
That accident of birth just did him in.
mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of chronology, that's all.
Ain't no guy was going to jail for.
Oh Lord, I had this one gal.
Known several
Gaze
women that would beg to differ, but
gaze upon me. This was years ago. This is probably 2000. She was looking at me like I was her next meal. Just one of her bosoms was about as big, if not a little bigger, than Rich's head. Gravity had not yet affected them. And she's really looking like she's into me and wanting me. I turn around and walk away. I'm like, 15 to get you 15 20. 15 to get you 15 20. Get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I got news for you. If they was as big as his head, gravity is never going to take a hold of it because, trust me, real ones, gravity takes hold at the very beginning.
Either that or she was wearing one hell of a bra.
That could be.
Mm-hmm. Either way.
So during show change, I was helping Misty out of hers.
braggart.
But she was talking about she was looking at something and this brassiere designed by this grandmother type that she was thinking about possibly trying at some point in time. I'm like, you're going to have to research that one on your own. I am not doing an internet search for grandma bra. Nope, ain't happening.
Fredericks of Hollywood, maybe, but not grandma.
But she said it was something where it was like it came up across, and then there were 3 eyelets under each arm that basically kind of like a cross your heart type thing almost. That, and I'm just like,
underneath.
That's interesting. And she was like, I don't know if I could get into that one by myself or not. I'm like, I don't know. But again, you want to know more about it, you do the internet searching on that one. That's not going into my search history. That's the last thing I need is her to come across my search history. Why are you looking this up? You asked me to look for this.
I've seen the commercial for that one, and they have women wearing the bra with a beige shirt over it, and they've got drawn where their boobs would be without the bra. So here you got this one lady's was down to her waist, with drawn, but with the bra they're up and perky like this, and I'm like, I may have to get that sucker.
I have to look into that, I think, too.
Hey, there's a reason I like corsets. Not for myself, but as an observer. Oh, steampunk is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
It is.
Is it a thing? She's showing her ankles. Oh, wow.
Well, just because they're up around your neck. No.
Get out of my head, Don.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why do blondes wear hoop earrings? So they have somewhere to rest their ankles.
Oh Lord, don't get me on blonde jokes.
How can you
Oh.
tell that a blonde's been in your refrigerator? Lipstick on the cucumbers.
Okay. Okay.
That's
There's
better
a,
than footprints in the jello.
there's a blonde in a rowboat out in the middle of a cornfield. She's just a rowing, but of course she's not getting anywhere. And this other blonde's walking along the road. She sees the blonde in the rowboat, jumps up on the face and says, I hate you. You're the reason that we get all these dumb blonde jokes because you're doing something stupid like that. If I could swim, I'd come out there and slap you in the face.
Well, you know, you know why the blonde got fired from the M&M plant?
Kept throwing away all the W's.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, want to hear a redhead joke now?
One more blonde one before you go.
Okay.
Do you know how to get a blonde to laugh on Saturday?
Tell her a joke Thursday.
Wednesday.
I heard the previous Sunday.
Two old men are sitting on a bench. This beautiful blonde goes walking by. Of course, they watch her, and one says to the other, You ever sleep with a blonde? Yeah, many times, many times. As they're sitting there, this gorgeous brunette walks by. How about brunette? You ever sleep with a brunette? Oh, yeah, many times, many times. And then this redhead walks by. They watch her walk by, and the guy says, Same question. You ever sleep with a redhead? The other guy says, Not a wink.
All right. Okay, I've got it. What's the mating call of the blonde? I'm so drunk. What's the mating call of the brunette? Is that damn blonde gone yet? What's the mating call of the redhead? Next.
Mm-hmm.
Why else? Out of some point.
Did you ever hear the one about the blonde, the brunette, the redhead in the obstetrician gynecologist office?
I think I have, but go ahead.
Okay. Blonde, brunette, redhead are in a obstetrician gynecologist office. They're all fairly confident that they're pregnant, but they're having their checkup, make sure. Redhead looks at the other two and says, I'm going to have a little boy because my man was on top. Brunette, as soon as she's done, says, looks over at those two and she says, I'm going to have a girl because I was on top. The blonde is just sitting there stunned. I mean, she is just wide-eyed staring forward and she just breaks out crying. I mean, she is bawling her eyes out. And the other two are looking at her like, what the hell's wrong with her? She finally regains her composure and she's like, we're going to have a dog.
It froze on the punchline.
Having a puppy.
She's like, we're going to have a dog.
Okay.
On that note, folks, my apologies, Carl.
Episode long.
and you know he's gonna watch every minute of this tomorrow and go, y'all are getting real green room on this show.
We made our room.
Hey, after last week, I had to make up because not being here for the Saturday show because of still dealing with the after effects of fencing in 100-degree weather.
And Donna wasn't feeling well, so it got to be for lack of a better term, it was a Dawn sandwich.
Oh, yeah, like you didn't like that. Anyway, time to say goodnight, Gracie, huh?
Good night, folks.
Good night, Gracie.
I'm going to assume we don't have anything to plug because we've been plugging away at this quite a while. And
Dan. Never mind.
Go good, guys.
applications are standing by.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. 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 System will shut down.